Gonna be a little know-it-all. Stuff like that. You know, all the stuff you guys don't like me being, right? Here's my question. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you recognize it when it's happening? But everything around you still feels the same. Well, you tell me. Did you feel the winds shifting inside yourself? Did you give in? Did you let it sail you away? Or did you get too scared by the process and immediately think nothing's different, it's not working? This is one of your first tests. Not by me. Not by anybody, really. It's a test to yourself. See, those that truly want change, truly, they don't care. This is what I finally understand about the whole entire process unto itself, right? See, what ancient manuals, scripts, texts, whatever, they all say the same thing. You have to be ready. You have to be to that point. Hey guys. You have to be initiated. Now, a lot of people think that initiation comes from without, right? It comes from outside of you. That's not initiation. If you've followed me for any time on here, watching this, listening to this, everything about the alchemical process, about the hermetic process, is internal. That's why a lot of people start down that road that has become inflated and called self-improvement, when it has nothing to do with self-improvement. It's self-discovery. The one thing Hermetic law teaches you is that you know yourself only once in your life, if you don't try to rediscover yourself later on. But a lot of people don't understand the symbolism, because what have we taught here? What have we taught here? The ancients didn't look at us as equals. The ancients looked at us as children. They understood the process of unknowing. What is that, Dustin? Glad you asked, I'll tell you. It means every generation that comes after you does not get smarter. They get stupider. They're fucking idiots compared to the generation before. This loss of knowledge is natural. Because when you have a tight, constructed community, like let's say 10, 12, 13,000 years ago, right? These are laws that everybody understood. These are things that everybody grasped because they all grew up in the same time. They all learned from the same sources. And then cataclysm makes those sources go away. So how were they going to be able to teach such complex things that were slowly being erased out of existence? Not just by natural disasters or whatever, but by people like you and me. They wrote them down simplistically. They used spiritual keys. They used symbolical images. So those that are initiated, so those that understand the process, those that are craving the process, can take that road. Get it? Just because you want change doesn't mean you want change. Let's get that out of the way first. Just because you see something wrong with your life doesn't mean you're going to fix it. Because it is a natural thing by this point in our evolution, in our existence, everything. We have been conditioned to sit back and do nothing. This is not your parents' fault. This is not your grandparents' fault. This is literally the fault of people that you have never even known, that died long before you were born. They wanted to dumb us down. They wanted to make it so we were controllable. That's why the American school system, I'm going to keep going back to that's why the American school system was only designed to pop out people smart enough to work in factories. If you come out of it smarter than that, if you come out of that wanting to go to college, if you come out of that jumping at the gun to make your way in life, you weren't trapped. They didn't get to you. They find other ways to get to you, mind you. But at this point, the ancients understood something that we do not today, because we are too close to it. We are too enveloped in the micro to pull ourselves back and see the macro. Right? So, the process of self-improvement, the process of discovering yourself, as easy as I can sit down and explain it to you, right, is still much harder, because these stages you go through, unless you fully understand it, you're going to run away more broken than you started, because you're not understanding. This whole process was set up not for everyone, so get your egotistical head out of your ass, but those that were ready for it. Those that had come through life and hit that damn wall. Can't go over it, can't go under it, can't go around it, can't go through it. So what do? Right? If you cannot change the world around you, you must change the world inside you first. There's the first hint. If you are someone like that, there is your first hint. And that is your initiation. Somebody doesn't come along and anoint you with oils or anything like that. Your initiation is within yourself. Getting tired of the way things have been. I'm tired of being the only one that always shows up, that does all the work, that understands everything going on. Get it? Get it? That wall. Through that wall is your initiation. Okay. Well, if I can't knock this son of a bitch down, I might as well look inside. And the whole process of rediscovery, the whole process of integration, initiation, everything, comes back to this. You must destroy everything. It doesn't mean like literally go out and destroy your life. Again, this is symbolism. This isn't actuality. You must sit alone with yourself. You must ruminate on everything. And you must not have an ego about it. You have to be able to sit there and basically, like, you know how when they say you die and your entire life flashes before your eyes? The whole process of rediscovery and integration to truly know who you really are deep down and not who the world has made you starts there. You must let everything fall away. Some people just call this the Phoenix method. I like it. But like I've told you before, it's not for the faint of heart. Because when you are destroying your life, you are literally wrecking everything. You are literally telling everyone in your life, you screwed me up, but I let you. No more. I'm not letting your visions of who I am define me. I'm not letting your needs for me to meet define me. I am defining myself. And that is essentially, spiritually, symbolically, everything else, you taking a fucking torch and burning down the forest that is your life. It is setting boundaries. It is setting walls. It is not allowing them to mess with your inner peace. Now, inner peace is something that you discover along the way. It's one of the final stages where you actually fucking realize that, hey, I'm different. These voices run around in my head telling me to do everything for everyone or else they won't accept me is gone. But you have to also, throughout this whole process, acknowledge where you're at. Because a lot of people can get to, like, say, the first stage, right? Where you're casting everything out, you're breaking everything down, you're shattering everything into a million pieces to discard what is not you and what was put there by somebody else and keep what you know true to be you. It's like what I asked you guys a couple days ago, right? Do you remember that first inspiration that gave you the direction you were on? Do you even know? Right? The things like that I asked. Like me, Star Wars was always a huge inspiration. So, of course, Jedi philosophy, Luke Skywalker, chivalry, everything. That's what I defined my life by. Fuck if I know why, right? Fuck if I know why. But I did. These are the things that... What's a good way to put this? The world outside does not want you to learn. They'll never tell you that because they don't know that themselves. This is everything that's been conditioned into everybody. It's like I told you a while ago, months, maybe even probably over a year ago by now, right? Everything that we do is conditioning. You don't learn anything. You're told what to do. You do it. and then you're applauded. Or you're told what to do, you fail at it, and then you're a failure. You're never going to be any good. See, these are all conditionings. Because if somebody actually taught you the right way throughout your entire life, if you actually had a teacher to teach you the right ways throughout your entire life, they would encourage you to fail. Failure is the only way to learn properly. That way you can go back to the beginning, start over, do it again, do it the right way. But that's the only way you learn. The way society is set up and the structure that they have us put under, right, is where you fail once, you're done. You're useless, you're gone. But they do that on purpose. They use a fear-based system to drive each of us forward. That's all it is. That's why no one, literally in this day and age, knows who the fuck they really are. Because they define it by their family. They define it by their career. They define it by their talents. They define it by whatever. They don't define it by themselves and who they are. Because this world that we live in today has been designed to keep us children, to never grow, to never mature, and never embrace the power that each and every one of us have by knowing who the fuck we are.